And welcome back to the shit behind this show. Real quick before I get started, as always, thank you to all of you who support me on my journey so I can help you with yours, hopefully. The funniest part about this whole show, this podcast, everything that some of you may not know is while I get on here and I give all of you advice, and oddly enough, it works. Like, I get a lot of messages in my DMs where people are like, yeah, thanks for your encouragement and your advice. And it's really helped me get through my shit. This girl, yeah, while I'm working really hard and I'm super proud of where I'm at, I am nowhere near perfect or this poster child for, oh, it works. It works. Have I seen it work with others? Absolutely. Have I made it to the point that I want to be to yet, to where I can say, look, I am a great example of all of the stuff that I've discussed? Not really. A lot of it, yeah, but not everything. So it's super interesting, again, because I get these messages a lot. Most of the time I receive the messages, it's in those times where I'm just like, is it even worth it? Do people even get anything from what I share? And then all of a sudden it's like the universe is like, yeah, dipshit, I'm gonna like knock you in the face with people that appreciate you and are going to tell you that yes, they do. So it's kind of interesting. I said this before on my show, but one day my son came to me and he's like, Mom, why would people listen to you about advice on dating and marriage and relationships when you're single? Because I've lived all of this stuff. That's why. And he didn't mean it rude. He was just like, I just don't understand. And I'm like, I understand. I get it. Yeah, it probably does look that way. Can I discuss what not to do? Absolutely. And will I? Yeah. So this week, I am going to lose friends and hopefully gain some because this is an unpopular opinion across the board. I don't even know if anyone will agree with me. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I have had some conversations about this and I stick by this. I stand by this. I stick to this. I have a million things going through my mind right now. Anyway, this is something that I truly believe in. Uh, Not because I've been living this for 11 and a half years since I got divorced, but because I've done the work on myself, continue to, we're never done. If someone tells you I've done the work, I'm healed, they're full of shit. It is an everyday job. Working on yourself is just like going to the gym. I've discussed this before. Going to the gym, you're exercising the mind. You are you're finding new stuff with every experience, right? New triggers, new ways of living, new discoveries in, I don't know, parenting, in being in a relationship, being a great partner, searching for that partner that you want. I will tell you with 100% confidence that the partner that I was seeking when I first got divorced is completely opposite of what I'm seeking now. Completely opposite. Uh, Did I find the partners then? Yes, I did. And they were what I was seeking at the time. And I am finding that I am attracting better men in my life right now. Better men, quote unquote, because to me it's better. I enjoy these types. Other women may not agree and they're not for them. Which brings me back full circle, like I always do. I always bring it back in. I go off on a tangent and I reel it back in. I'm so good at that, which is why I have a podcast. Uh, we are not all created the same. I don't know when, why, where, how we all of a sudden adopted this idea that all men are the same and all women are the same. We all think the same. We all behave the same. Oh, except for our attachment styles, which that didn't exist 20 years ago, right? And it's not only because I was so young and just new to dating. Was it easier? Yeah. Yeah, it was way easier, which is really, really ironic Because is it easier to find and meet people now? Yeah. Is it easier to date? We have complicated the hell out of this, guys. We have complicated the hell out of this. And it's really frustrating for those of us that are just trying to find our partner again, especially those that are doing their work and they're trying to be a better person all the way around and know what they want, know who they are, and what type of partner they're seeking and what value they have to bring to the table. Also the value that that person that we're seeking can bring to our lives. I want to remind you that when you first meet someone, you're not going to get the full picture, the full idea, the full potential. Okay? You're going to see a little potential. You're going to see what they want to show you, which a lot of the time, especially if you're a man dealing with a woman dealing with a man, men tend to hide their feelings for a really long time. Some of us women do. Hi, my name's Christine. I have that little bit of masculine energy in me where I withhold for a while sometimes. And it's just difficult to get to know someone, but we meet someone and we automatically think they need to be exactly who we want right away, how we want them to behave right away, and we want them to fit in that box that we've created in our mind, right? This little fantasy box of, oh, and he's going to be tall, dark, and handsome, and he's going to be rich, and I'm just going to be home buying Louis Vuitton. Do you like that voice? That's my, yes, girl voice. For those of you that have listened to me for 5 years, you know that. This is not reality, ladies and gentlemen. Am I telling you this because I read books and I've listened to podcasts and I've gone to therapy and I have a coach? Nope. I'm telling you because I've lived it quite a few times. And I'm that person who will later, after the dust settles, after feelings are gone, after the no contact with an ex, we can have good conversations. There are only two that I can think of right now, and probably forever now, that I can have these open conversations with. Why? Because they did not leave me damaged. The relationships, or whatever you want to call them, were not nasty. We didn't leave each other damaged. I feel like with both of these guys that I'm thinking of, we all decided after severing the dating relationship that it was time to do some work on ourselves. That's winning. We have conversations now where, oh, you know that one issue that you had with me? I really thought about that, and I'm working on this, and it's mutual. It's I've got one that sometimes we're brutally honest with each other. Like, we say it how it is. And instead of getting upset at him or he getting upset at me, we really take a look at that and we're like, yeah, I can see where I probably hurt your feelings then, or why we didn't work out in that moment. And, I'm sorry for that. And I'm going to take that into the future. I've got one who some days I'm just like, fuck you. When we do talk, we don't on the daily, but we go to each other for advice sometimes. And I had to about a month ago. And he said something that I was just like, I wanted to just be like, well, fuck off. and I hope you're listening. He knows exactly who he is. And later we had a conversation. We just kind of laughed about it because I'm like, I know, I was that way. But it's funny now because I have corrected that behavior. And it was nothing big. Really, honestly, he and I like to say, are just oil and water. While we can be friends, we, for some reason, just didn't do well dating. The other, same thing. It's just different places in life, and he probably will never be in a place where he wants a partner for long term, and that's okay. I do. So we had to end it. So I love that I can continue to stay friends with them. And friends, I use that very loosely lately. Whew, there's a story and I will tell you, but I I love that I can go to them. They can tell me, right, where I could have done better. They can tell me where I did a great job. And I'm super proud, not to just toot my own horn, but and appreciative of the fact that most of the feedback is really good. I have discussed this before, but there's one that, we had a conversation and we're like, thanks for never being nasty. We argued a lot over dumb shit, really, but we were never mean and nasty to one another. And we probably could have made it work. I just don't think in that moment where we were in our lives, we really wanted to. It was easier to just be like, I'm done. Pretty mutual decision there. And he now uses the feedback that I give him in his current relationship. And I use the feedback he's given me to continue to do work on myself and hopefully find that partner in the future that I can be a better woman for. It also helped me to see that the man I am seeking or was seeking before, who I thought I wanted, is not actually what I wanted. And what I want now is someone who I can be more feminine and I know you're going to hate this word, submissive. Oh, women out there, not women, women out there just went, oh, don't, men are not in charge. We don't want to be submissive to men. You do you, boo. You do you, because that is being in your divine feminine, is surrendering to the fact that men are leaders. We are natural followers. And this is a lot of our problem lately with what's going on in social media. We've got all of these dating gurus who are saying you need to find a partner who fits this mold in this box that I've created for you. A, B, C, and D. If he doesn't reach out to you every 5 minutes, he doesn't care. And that may be the case, ladies. It may be. But that's not all across the board. If she's not cooking your dinner for you and she's not kissing your ass and tying your shoes, I don't know what they say to men, but she's not a good woman. You shouldn't invest. If he is not taking you out on dates 3 times a week and not asking you out, you should not invest. Now, again, there is a little bit of truth to some of these scenarios, right? I'm not about a guy who just doesn't want to get to know me, doesn't want things to progress, and treats me like I'm just an option to many other women. You do you. I'll bow out. I'm not the girl who appreciates competition. I tend to focus, once I find someone I'm interested in, on that person. And I won't be focused on others. And that is completely against what social media tells us. You should have options. You should be dating many. You should not just commit to one person in the first few months. Do I call it commitment? Not necessarily, right? If someone better comes along and he's like all the things and more than the guy I'm interested in now, who doesn't, and this isn't my life right now, I'm just using it as a hypothetical, but who doesn't give me exactly what I'm seeking, and I'm feeling like, I don't think he's really wanting long term with this. I'm probably wasting my time, but yet there's this guy who's this guy and more. I'm probably going to go with the more. But I disagree. And I'm going to get some hate for this. I don't, and this is just me and my opinion, I don't agree that we should be dating 5 guys, 5 women at once. Why? Because we're going to dissect each one of those people and we're going to pull 1 or 2 things from each of those people that we enjoy. And we're going to keep this going, these options going, and never really find one that we will connect with. I've just never been that person. Actually, as hard as I've tried, I have entertained conversations with multiple men, but really only connected with one ever. Maybe started out talking to a few, dating a few. I know that's really easy with dating apps. I hate those, but hey, we use them. And again, connect with one, you feel the chemistry. I tend to gravitate toward the one. It's just how I roll. It typically works for me. Have I found my person? I don't know. Have I found someone that I know for a fact right now I want to keep around for, I hate the word forever, but forever, long term? I don't know right now. I can't tell you. I'm just kind of in the dating world. Am I seeking that person? Yes, I am. Uh, Obviously, haven't found them in the past, right? I'm single. So just because it hasn't worked for me yet in the last 2 years since I decided I wanted long term, does that mean it doesn't work? No. No, it just means that I didn't find my person 2 years ago. I found someone who wasn't my person. That's all. We weren't compatible. And it takes a while to find that out. It took me 11 months with that person to find that out. It is what it is. My whole point in all of this is it takes time, guys. Let's stop being so hard on one another. Let's stop saying, like, oh, if you're not going to behave exactly how I would like you to behave in the first 8 weeks, 12 weeks, then you can just go away. Let's think about back years ago when we were in our 20s and we started dating someone. Were we in this big of a hurry? And I'm talking to myself here. I feel like I'm lecturing in this podcast. Um, no, we weren't in a hurry. And we weren't expecting them to be someone they weren't. We fell in love with who they were at the time. Are people willing to change and to mold into the person that you're seeking? Yeah, I'm willing to mold. I'm willing to conform to that partner, but it takes time. We're dealing with people who we're like this, the up and down, right? The yin and yang. And we come from different cultures, maybe. We come from different backgrounds. We were raised by different people. We were raised certain ways. We've been conditioned in different ways. Not all of us have the same past. Not all of us are divorced for the same reasons. Not all of us, some are widowed. We are single for different reasons. Maybe we were the problem. Maybe they were the problem. So thinking of that, how we're all separate individuals, we're all different, we've all been down different paths. Why is there this idea that if the other person does not behave a certain way, they don't care for you or they're not good for you? This is where I feel like society and social media has totally fucked up and really taken away the fun, the excitement, and the joy of just dating and getting to know someone. It's super frustrating for those of us, again, that I continue to do my work. I have 3 books that I'm reading and I read them every night. I just finished a book last week, which I'm going to have the author on. She's my cousin and I'm so excited. She's beautiful. She'll be on this week. Hopefully one of these episodes we can get her on. I finished her book last week. I finished another one a few weeks ago actually, Entering Her Vortex. Highly recommend. I will get the author and put it in my podcast notes, but I think I'm not going to slaughter his name right now. But anyway, that's one that I really recommend. Those of you that are trying to dive into the divine feminine and the divine masculine behavior, Entering Her Vortex is an amazing book for that, an amazing guide. It takes us back to the old school way of thinking, and I call it old school, but it's more traditional. Old school's not really the right term, but traditional way of thinking. And I truly believe that that's the magic. That is what we're missing, is going back to traditional ways of thinking. We have totally tarnished the idea of man, woman, and I'm just using man and woman as an example, right? Um, Being able to be partners and have an amazing life together, because we have put so much emphasis on behaviors that don't make us happy. The bottom line is you need to be happy first before you seek that person. Can you voice frustrations? Yeah. Can you ask for clarity? Yeah. I've been told I don't ask it in the best way. I need to work on my delivery, which I'm not going to disagree because I've heard it a few times. But my intent is never to irritate anyone or put them down or piss them off, whatever. So that's feedback that I'm trying to work on. But one thing that I have enjoyed and I've discovered, thank you to some past, is the partner that I'm seeking is very traditional. Therefore, my thinking and the way I behave needs to be more traditional to align with that. To each their own. But I'll be damned if I'll be going on social media and following exactly what these gurus say. I'm one of them. Thank you. So you don't have to listen to me word for word and exactly from, you need to act this way, you need to be this way, and if they're acting this way, you need to pay for my services so I can teach you how to manipulate and teach you how to get that partner. Stop. Stop. The next few episodes, I'm going to discuss some ways that I am using right now, and I feel like, again, in my opinion, could really help this mess we've created. So, thank you for listening. Please join me tomorrow for the next episode where I discuss what we should be doing, in my opinion. Let's bring tradition back and get rid of this new wave of dating. Until tomorrow, love you all.